following is from a cooperative project for acquiring skills essential to learning.
All right, 9:40 and 10. You are, thank you. Thank you.
One ticket to Cloverdale, please.
Return?
What?
Do you want a return ticket? Round trip. It's cheaper if you buy both tickets at once.
Oh. No. I'm not coming back.
Oh. All right, then. It'll be $7.75 one way to Cloverdale.
How much is a ticket to Park City?
$4.85.
One ticket to Park City instead, please.
All right. Does your father and mother know you're going?
My father died.
What about your mother?
She doesn't care.
So you run away from home. Now you find yourself alone. And you wonder whether what you did was right. You feel the weight of the world riding on your shoulders. But things aren't always what they seem to be. You'll understand when you see the bigger picture.
Hi. Carpenter here.
I'm Danny.
Where are you heading, Danny?
Park City. Well, I was going to Cloverdale, but I changed my mind.
You should quit chewing on your lip like that. You're making it look pretty rough. Your folks know you're going?
There's just my mom.
Does she know?
She wants me to go.
You know that for a fact?
For a fact.
Your Uncle Louis called today.
What did he say?
Oh, he was wondering if you'd like to help out at the store. Maybe on weekend.
Really?
Well, you can't go down there and just play now, Danny. Your uncle's had a hard time without your father, and he expects you to work. But you would get paid.
Do you realize that if I did go to work for Uncle Louis, I wouldn't be around the house much, and we wouldn't get to see each other much on the weekends?
That's okay.
Mom, there sure are a lot of things to do around here. Chores, I mean.
Oh, we'll work it out.
Things I usually do on the weekends.
Well, you decide.
Well, maybe there's not much to decide. I mean, if you don't want me hanging around here on the weekends.
Oh, come on, Danny. I didn't say that.
Hey, what are you looking at?
Hmm?
It must be pretty interesting. You've been staring out that window now for 15 minutes.
Oh, I was just thinking, that's all.
About your mom? Look, what's the hassle? Listen, I don't care one way or the other. I thought you just might want to talk about it, that's all. Bet your mom's going to be pretty upset when she finds out you're gone.
Maybe. Maybe not.
What makes you say that?
Movies.
What?
But we never go to movies anymore.
Well, now, that's not true at all. We went, let's see, 3 weeks ago, 4, I don't know, something like that anyway.
But it's the last week for that super vampire movie.
Oh, I'm not really into vampires, you know.
But it's not real scary. They get him at the end, pound a stake through his heart. The usual.
Oh, sounds delightful.
Can we go?
Oh, Danny, the fact of the matter is, we do have to cut back on some things. You're right about us not going to the movies as often, but with prices like they are, we just can't afford it.
Uncle Louis paid me today.
Why don't you go with Mike? That way we only have to pay for one ticket.
Don't you want to go?
Danny, it's not that. It's just... Frankly, I've had a really rotten day. And all I want to do is just sit down and put my feet up.
So all she wanted to do is nothing.
Oh, I've had days like that myself. Couldn't wait to get home and just do nothing.
Well, I wouldn't have minded so much, but... Mom, come look at the model airplane I just finished.
I can't right now.
I made it so the nose can move up and down. Let me show you.
Oh, just go on, will you? It's not enough that I have to knock myself out trying to pay bills with money we don't even have.
I just thought you might like to see how it did.
And that's another thing. How much did that thing cost anyway? $5.98? $10.98? I think it's just great that you have money to blow on junk like that when I have to pinch pennies so hard.
All you ever think about is money.
Danny, I don't need this. Just get out of here.
Yeah?
Listen, there was this really crazy lady down in the kitchen. I don't know where she came from, but she's gone now. I suppose she really should apologize, but what do you say? Especially for something like that.
It's okay. I understand.
I hope so, Danny. Hello. Oh, hi, Bob. Oh, Bob, I just can't work tonight. Yeah, I know you're willing to pay double time, but sure, I could use it. Well, how about if I come in early in the morning and take care of it? Yeah, I know, Bob. I know you have your problems, and they aren't going to go away. But I have my own problems right here. Well, Danny, for one. And he's not going to go away either.
She said that, huh?
Yep.
Well, I have to admit it, that one statement sounds pretty bad. Of course, do you think that's enough to go on?
What do you mean?
Well, like I said, it sounds bad, but it's out of context. It's difficult to get real meaning unless something is in context.
Huh?
Well, it's kind of like the bigger picture. Well, listen. A pentode tube consists of 5 elements. Cathode, 2 control grids, plate, and suppressor. Now, what does that mean?
How should I know?
Well, let me put it in context. Now, do you have an idea?
I guess it has something to do with radios.
Are you sure?
Oh, sure. It's a radio tube. And it has something to do with transmitting.
Right. See, you can start to get some idea of the meaning because you knew the context.
Hey, Carpenter.
What do you want, Jones? Why don't you go back and sit in your seat before the man throws you off the bus?
Is this guy bothering you?
No?
I just thought he might be bending your ear a little about radios or something. Thinks he knows a lot about them. Fact is, he's so dumb he doesn't know when to come in out of the rain.
Huh. He has some nerve calling people dumb. Why, he's so dumb he tried to overhaul his engine by going through the ignition keyhole.
Park City, coming up. Be here for 20 minutes.
Hey, you want to get out and stretch your legs a little?
Sure.
You guys friends?
Yeah, we're Army buddies, so we're going back to base. Why, what'd you think?
Well, I didn't know the way you were putting each other down.
Of that, it was nothing. We were just kidding. Don't you do that with your friends?
Yeah, sometimes. It sounded to me like those guys really hated each other. It really did. When I found out they were good friends, I realized they were just kidding. Like he said, I do that a lot with my friends. It's the same as that radio book he had. I didn't get the meaning until I could put it into context. My problem with Mom isn't exactly like that. I mean, she wasn't joking, but it might be like that in some ways. Maybe I wasn't seeing the bigger picture.
Things will be different now, Danny. There'll be so much for us to do now, and things might get rather difficult. But whatever happens, remember this, son. You mean more to me than anything else in the world.
You should have bought a round-trip ticket.
I didn't think I'd need it. Oh, hi.
Didn't stay long, did you? Didn't think you would.
I was kind of worried. I came home and I didn't know where you were. I've been thinking.
So have I.
About that scene last night,
Oh, Mom, it's okay. I just put it all into context. Looked at the bigger picture. I know how hassled you've been lately.
Well, I'm going to put all this stuff about money and bills and working overtime into context myself.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we ought to go to a movie or something. I feel like a really good vampire movie.
I'm not into vampires anymore. That's kid stuff.
Oh, sure, kid stuff.
Frankenstein movies are where it's at.
Oh, really? Now, when I was your age, I was into giant insect mutation movies. Giant grasshoppers, giant ants.
Sounds stupid.
Well, maybe out of context.
Thinkabout is supported by state and provincial agencies working through the Agency for Instructional Television. Together, serving education.